Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Yeah.
Missed
So
today?
yeah. So let me refresh my memory.
I have the long door pulls, right, and I don't have the end mounts, so I can't back-to-back mount them. Only have single-side mounts, right? And you sent me to purchase the long bolts. I thought they were the mounts, and you said, no, these are the bolts.
Okay, so you
From yesterday.
have, yeah, right, of course. What was that, a 9264? What was that part number?
I think,
72, maybe. Oh,
I have the offset. Wait, I'll tell you in a second. Ives.
Yeah, 9264. So you've got 16 each single door pulls that are all
Right.
the mounting posts are drilled and tapped for through bolts. I see that in your picture. And you need to do them in pairs, 8 pair back to back. Okay.
Yes.
So the options are order half of the new poles prepped for the proper inside mount and then order the bolts, or do the work to your mounting posts on 8 of those pull handles that you have now and then buy those bolts from me. So this conversation is, how do you go about doing that? I did not quote you new pounding posts because, as I had said yesterday, your Ives, your Rockwoods, none of these people are going to sell that material. None of them, because they don't want their parts used in your, reclaimed river wood that's been floating down the Colorado for 100 years that you're going to turn into a pull handle situation. Or, you know what I mean? Or they don't want their parts used outside of their ecosystem. So what I would suggest that you consider is, first of all, in the quote, you've got 16 shoulder bolts,
Yes.
cone head bolts that are for 1 3/4 thick door, 3/8 thread, which is what your 9264 takes, and that will thread right into the back of 8 of your pull handles. Now the problem is the inside pulls that you want to cap over that. What you would need to do to those mounting posts is you would need to drill that out so that the head of the cone head fits in the post. And you could be good with the threads that are already there. I'd have to put a caliper on the head of the cone bolt, but it's going to be close. Then the second line are 32 set screws. You would then counterbore from the outside circumference of the mounting post into that hole that's in the center of your mounting post. And you would do that, my suggestion is you would do that twice on each mounting post.
Okay.
Then what you have is this. You take the outside pull handle, you got 2 holes drilled in the door at the proper, whatever it is, 54
Yeah,
in the center.
the door is drilled,
56.
right, because I have the one side mounted.
Yeah, right. So what you'll do is on that one side that you've already got mounted, you're going to remove the through bolt that's there. You're going to put in the cone head bolts. Now the thing's going to stay on the door. Over those 2 exposed studs, you're going to flip over the top of those your modified pull handle, and then stick those set screws and tighten them up and tighten them down. That's how you would theoretically do it in the field. The problems of doing that I foresee is you're going to need to have access to someone who can take stainless steel and work it like it was PVC, because you're going to need someone.
Okay, so I'm drilling on the inside, so it's not threaded, and then putting that head in, right, and with the set screws holding it in place.
Yes.
Okay, because somehow yesterday I thought maybe what you were trying to say was if I drill through the outside, that bolt is long enough that I can bolt and screw through both sides.
Yeah, no.
That's not going to work.
No.
Right.
So then, when you counterbore those 2 small holes, whatever size is needed for a 1/4 20 thread for that set screw, You'd have to tap that hole all the way down in 2 points.
Right. So let me ask you this question. Can you sell me the single side that I need, the end mount, the full handle? Do you sell that?
Yeah, I can. So that's the other option for you to purchase 8 new pole handles,
Right.
prepped for the inside component that's necessary, and then you buy the correct mounting bolts for that. The shoulder, the cone bolts, and then the set screws. And if we took a trip into the Ives catalog, you'll see, I think it's an N mount or an O mount. I've already forgotten.
N.
Well, so it's
told me it's an N.
Oh, N mount. Okay. So you'll see the N mount in the catalog, and you'll know exactly what it's supposed to look like. So having said that, you're going to spend a lot of money either way, but you already know what half of your order cost.
Right.
So
do you have an idea what it would cost me for the poles, or can you put together a proposal for me?
Well, sure. But like I'm saying, you already know what those cost because you bought them. Meaning you already know. I mean, just looking at the catalog, you need 8 poles at $561 each, plus the mounting prep on them.
Right.
So you're dealing with a few thousands of dollars when you could.
Is that what they is? With the end mount, you think it's going to be about $561 a pole?
It's going to be several hundreds of dollars each pole. Yes, that I know.
Right. Well, I know because I paid $265 a pole.
Oh, wow.
I bought them months and months and months ago. I don't know what they are today.
They weren't $261 when Clinton was president. Let's take a look.
I think I paid something like that. I paid under $300 a pole. I could look it up, but
264. Who did you buy these?
True Door.
I don't really know the name. I mean, I know the name. I don't really know what they do.
Look it up.
Let's see. 9264s in a 72. You paid less than $300 for those?
Yeah, you want me to tell you what I paid? So I paid $275 a piece plus shipping.
Yeah, those guys are they well, yeah, so that would be, you're going to want to call them back and order them from those people. That's below my cost. So
let me say that I'm not so thrilled to order from True Door because I think True Door should have realized I was doing a pair of, you know what I'm saying, that I needed.
I don't agree with that. Not patently. I mean, I'm a door guy for 3 decades and my family for 8. I'm not clairvoyant. I know about code. I know about application. I know how to specify stuff, but I'm not a mind reader. It would depend on how it was ordered, how it was requested. If I had 8 door leaves and 16 poles, I would have said, or 4 para doors, I would have said, what are you doing here? Where are you putting these other 8 poles if they're single mount? Where are the other doors? So if you had only 8 door leaves,
I had 8 doors. I knew I had 8 doors.
Yeah, so I would agree that
they should have asked, right?
That's a red flag. That's a red flag. Yeah.
And when I called, what happened? They sat for months. We didn't use them, and then went to install them. We discovered the issue. And when I called, it wasn't like I'm talking to you. You know obviously more than me. I had to educate them. They didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah. Well, the bottom line is, I see that you have 3 options. You try to modify those posts according to our discussion right now.
Yes.
You either can or you can't. That's 1. 2, you go back to True Door if they're going to give you the same sort of pricing and just tell them what you want. 8 each, and it's only prepped for the inside of that O mount. And, and then order the bolts separately that you're going to need. You might want to call Ives and say, listen, I'm going to talk to a distributor that I'm actually teaching them, so tell me what I need to tell them, because they won't know. Option 3 is
I did that. I spoke to Ives, and they're the ones who told me. That's how I learned I needed the end mount.
Okay.
Because when I called back TrueDoor, they didn't know what, they were clueless.
Yeah. Option 3 is to order them from me, but I'm not even going to be in that ballpark in terms of price.
Do you know where your ballpark is?
It's going to be $475 a pull, something in that range.
Okay.
The list is well over $600 on those, and that actually, yeah, that's a current price list. Yeah. If you got a machine guy, maybe, but I can tell you that people have done this in the past. I've had this conversation with others, and people have called me back and said, "Yep, we were able to get it done." One person said we screwed one up and had to redo it, and another person said, "Yeah, it was tough, but we got it done." Plus, you're dealing with stainless. If you were dealing with brass, walk in the park.
Okay, so at minimum, I'm going to need the bolts no matter what.
And a hardy individual that can say, yes, I can do it.
No, but even if I were to get the poles, if I can get the right poles, I still need the bolts, right?
You're going to need to order. Yeah, the poles will only be prepped. They're only going to have the hole in it. You still need line items for the cone bolts, and I imagine the set screws that hold those in. I'm not looking at the mount in the Ives catalog. I don't know if there's 1 or 2 there. Elms uses 2, I think. I would personally put 2 because it's such a large pole and such a small set screw. And you might want to order different set screws from a McMaster car, because I only have the ones intended for rockwood poles. Their length is maybe 3/8 of an inch. You might want something longer, but that's easy. We know it's a 1/4 20 thread.
Okay, all right. Let me pursue it further. Let me get back to you.
Yeah. All right, sir. Best of luck.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.